Welcome to the Friday Everyday Podcast. This is where we share and explore how to design a thriving business and lifestyle so that we can live the lives we've always wanted to have right now.
It's where strategy meets energy work. It's where we'll unpack how to build a business that works for you and we'll make it tangible and actionable. I'm Jodi Rumack, an online business coach, and my mission is to help you grow and scale your online business to create time freedom so that you can spend more time doing the things you love with the people you love.
And I'm Brian DeCastro. As a holistic health practitioner and Reiki master, my part in this mission is to provide self-care support and spiritual guidance to business owners who are shifting to align with their next level way of being.
So come and join us here where every day feels like Friday and the vibe is fun, inspiring, and real.
Just sit back, relax, and enjoy. This moment is yours and you have earned it. This is the Friday Everyday Podcast.
Welcome everybody to the Friday Everyday Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Jodi Rumack.
I'm Brian DeCastro.
And we are so excited to be launching this very first episode and we cannot wait to dive in. Brian, I'm going to throw it over to you.
Okay, well, yeah, let's just get started. Like the Friday Everyday Podcast. Where did we come up with that, right?
Yeah.
So we've been talking about, since we were doing the lives together and stuff like that, we were talking about it'd be neat to be able to do a longer form podcast.
Yeah.
And really just share on things, but not just the strategy or not just the lifestyle design tips, but just like some long form, just riffing and just have some fun.
Yeah.
So one of the purpose of the podcast is, and we shared it in the intro, is to share and explore how to design a thriving business that supports the lifestyle we've always dreamt of right now. What's important is the right now. That is a big part of our brand. It's like, don't wait till you're this point. What I wrote in the thing, I didn't post it yet, but I wrote a thing like, let's not wait till we're 90 to actually enjoy our lives. Right. So the part of the vibe with the Friday, we'll be riffing a little bit more on what we believe the vibe is. But the idea is that you can experience what you desire now, like, and they say in the law of attraction, everything is like you attract based on your being, and we can get into all of that stuff too. But I think the big thing is that we're looking to just enjoy this experience of what it's like on, Friday after a long week. you've slayed some dragons and stuff, and if you drink, you crack open a beer or whatever, that feeling of like whatever the feeling that you feel when your week is done and you keep going. For us, and what we believe that we can create as entrepreneurs, we can create that feeling any day of the week, right? Which is amazing. And we've discovered that along the way when we started working together. So I guess just to kick things off, let's do little small intros on us. So tell them about yourself.
Oh, I get to take it away.
Share some stuff about yourself.
Okay, so quick little background for anybody who is sort of new to us. We both actually spent most of our careers in fitness. We worked for big corporate fitness companies in Canada. And for myself, I was a personal trainer. I was a manager. I was a regional manager. I opened over 80 clubs across the country. I hired over 1,000 personal trainers and managers, and really learned a lot about leadership and people and growing a business and all the different things that are involved and all that stuff. And I also really learned how to grind and how to be in it from 6 a.m. until 10 p.m. and how to burn out and how to do all that stuff. And then we'll get into the story one day about leaving the company and going out on my own and all of that. But for now, one of the biggest things that I knew when I started my own business was that I wanted time freedom. I didn't want to ask anybody for permission to do things. I didn't want to be working from 6 a.m. until 10 p.m. I didn't want to feel like I could never go on vacation, right? Which were all the things that were happening while I worked in corporate fitness. And I just made time freedom such a priority for myself. And, just like you had mentioned, all the manifesting and the acting as if and the becoming and all of that stuff. And I really started to do some of the things that I always thought, when I get there, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And so pretty early on, in my entrepreneurial career, which has now been since 2013, like 12 years, I started doing these things like taking Friday afternoon off or going for lunch with a friend on a Wednesday, or, you know what I mean? Just mixing things up and doing things I wouldn't have done in my quote unquote 9 to 5, which was actually, like I said, 6 to 10.
Yeah.
And just starting to make those decisions. And those things helped me to become a 6-figure online CEO and be able to act as if and embody what I was actually trying to accomplish. And I was able to do it before I got there, which is actually what got me there.
Yeah.
So that's something that I really am passionate and excited about sharing with everybody. I can't stand hearing people say, well, I'll do it when this happens, or when I hit this number, or when my kids get older, or whatever. So that for me is like a really big drive for doing this and sharing everything that, that we've done with everybody, and, helping them do the same.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we both started in the same industry.
Yeah.
I graduated in 99 and deployed into the fitness industry as a personal trainer right away out of school. Not realizing when you go to school too, you don't think like, I'm going to school because I want to be a personal trainer. You just go and learn fitness.
Yeah.
But the easiest way into the industry is either a fitness coach on staff at a club or become a PT, right? So that's how I started, and in the commercial industry, and then some private studios and whatever. We both moved through the management sort of track as well. So I did that both in the commercial and private. So I went in a different direction where I ended up putting in a lot of my management years at a private, exclusive sort of high-end country club where it was more customer service based.
Yeah.
So I had a different experience. It wasn't so much the sales targets and stuff as it was in commercial.
Lucky you.
Yeah, lucky me. And what's funny is I didn't learn squat about selling in that environment, but I learned a lot about customer service, building a team, mentoring staff, all the things I actually do love in what I do in the leadership role. Along the way, though, through my powerlifting career and the things that I pursued personally, I've always kind of been attracted to the spiritual side of things, the emotional side of things, and that's where I started doing some additional professional development and personal development, which led me into Reiki and energy work and all that stuff. So myself, as the coach when I'm wearing my coach hat, I'm usually helping people in the health and lifestyle design space, the emotional space, emotional clearing, clearing blocks that prevent us from doing the actions that get the job done.
Yes.
I did not have the same work ethic as you, so I usually didn't burn out as hard because I usually was anticipating that what I was doing was not going to be sustainable. And an interesting thing people can learn about, like with law of attraction too, is when my personal training schedule got really busy, I started getting really irritable, and I started going out of integrity with my diet, my sleeping, my training, and that would piss me off more because that was something that actually grounded me. Yeah. And
which is really easy to do when you're in a busy
the universe would allow me about 2 weeks of complaining about this, and then eventually clients would just disappear. Yeah. Like one would go away on vacation, one would complete with me, one would get sick. And next thing you know, I'm like, shit, I was really busy a minute ago, and all of a sudden I have half the amount of clients. And I believe now the universe is like, hey, he's fucking complaining again. I don't think he has the life force to deliver on all these clients. Let's give him a break, right? And I used to get frustrated financially and professionally that I couldn't get the momentum that I wanted. But it's led over the years, the management roles and exploring different ways of being in the industry and leading. That played a big part. So after I left the club, that's when we met. Yeah. Right. Not long after. My first time going back to be an entrepreneur, personal training, but also life coaching, on my own, not remotely, but in a studio setting.
Yeah.
But I needed like a coach. I had no clue where to start,
Yeah.
how to build visibility, how to meet new people, how to expand my network. And that's when I contacted you. And we started working together for 6 months. And you basically taught me just like the basics at the time. I didn't know anything. So that's how we became friends. And the rest is history. I guess we'll get into the history and stuff. But yeah, so that's me. Like I where I show up the most is when people feel stuck, right? And they want to move through something, and quite often that's even just to be as simple as a conversation. So that's a bit on us, I guess. We're going to explore more of this in the next 2 episodes. We're going to explore a bit more of our story, not to just ramble on about ourselves, but just to give some context of why we're here and what we want to do next in our space, and which kind of leads us to circling back to the Friday Everyday podcast, the Friday Everyday vibe, we call it. Again, I could share, we were at the story that made us kind of sort of really drill down on this and choose this theme. We were at a place, we just lived north of Toronto, and we were at a place called Friday Harbor, which is like a resort place in Barrie, or just north of where we are. Yeah. And we were just having lunch or whatever, and we're talking again, as we always do. We end up riffing about work and stuff like that. And I don't know, it's like a Tuesday or something.
Yeah.
Like it was the middle of the week.
Random
we already finished working for the day, and we just buggered off to Friday Harbor for lunch. And as we were leaving, we were like, I think I just said, it's like Friday every day.
Yeah.
and then I just suddenly realized, oh shit, I don't know for certain, but I think that's why they call this Friday Harbor. Yeah, because Harbor, like Friday Harbor is like, there's boat. It's like there's a big marina, boats. There's vacation homes up there and stuff, and people just literally jump in their cars after the end of their week and drive to Friday Harbor, and there's restaurants. It's like being like literally a resort, like an hour out of the city, right? Yeah. So that feeling of Friday. Friday at the cottage, Friday, wherever. So I was like, fuck, I just finally got it. I love that. So we've been talking about that. Yeah. Like, what if we had a podcast? We're driving home that day going, what if we had a podcast called Friday Every Day?
Yeah, like we've been thinking about this podcast, right? And it was like, finally the name just clicked. Yeah. And I remember we were walking down the boardwalk, and we had this Friday Every Day idea just come to us. Yeah. And this is something that we do on a regular basis, right? Like we go to Friday Harbor during the week. Maybe it's on a weekend, but often we go during the week. We are able to do things like go to a cottage during the week. We went to a friend's cottage over the summer. We were there for 2 days, 3 days, really 2 nights, 3 days. And we were able to get work done. Yeah. And we actually got a lot of work done. And we also were able to chill and hang out with them and spend time with them and be outside in nature and all of that stuff. And not only did we get a lot of work done, but we also felt energized at the end instead of totally drained. Yeah. And these pieces are all part of this Friday Everyday idea where, as online entrepreneurs, we can travel and we can work anywhere, and we can decide what hours we work, and we can decide what to do with our money. And this is a whole other episode, but like talking about the money and figuring out how to create your different accounts so that there's profit literally waiting for you. Yeah. So this past weekend, we just went away. Yeah. And we used the profit account from the business to go away for the weekend. Yeah. Right. And of course, we were doing business while we were there. We're always talking about it. So we were able to, right? So we were able to write it off and all that stuff. And it totally applies to business expense. But we had the money literally sitting right there, ready for us. And so there's all these different pieces that we are, doing and working on and embodying in our day-to-day life. And again, like this is just something that we feel so passionate about sharing with everybody and helping people get out of that stuckness, whatever it is, whether it's stuck in business, stuck in something in life, whether it's a relationship thing, like it doesn't matter what it is. It's like let's stop saying I can't do this.
Yeah.
Let's stop saying there's all these barriers. Let's stop doing all of that stuff. And let's start to figure out what's one thing that we can change to move towards the life that we actually want. Something that you say to yourself, when I get to here, I'm going to do this. And it's like, no, what can you do right now?
Yeah. That's why our purpose statement ends with, in capital letters, right now.
Yeah, right now. So I know I know I've already said this today in just this short period of time, but this is it. Yeah. This is what we're talking about. This is why we're here. This is how we want to help everybody really be able to live the life that they want right now.
Yeah, and we've had to learn that too. Like a lot of us have gone through our own journeys, right? And we've like I explained the PT thing, where I learned quickly that, wow, the universe is like listening and ready to conspire in my favor. And I complained about having too many clients, and it took care of me. Like literally took care of me, right? But also, it can do it in another way as well, when you engage in a way of being that, what does it feel like? The Friday vibe. What does that feel like? What does it feel like to have enough cash in the bank? Like, what does it feel like in your body, right? And you might at first have to practice engaging in that feeling, and we've heard of also this being in the state of non-resistance, the feeling of non-resistance in your body, to allow things to shift in your favor, right? And as a result, when we started working together especially in the last year, really drilling in on things, like our first suburban co-working retreat was literally sitting on the couch riffing about how you love co-working and I love retreats. And then we just said, well, what does it look like together? And the other thing was, how fast can we do this?
Yeah.
How big or small does it need to be for us to be able to do it in the next 30 days?
Yeah.
And then within less than 30 days, we had our first group over at the house. We went on a nature walk and we did the whole thing, right? We're like, shit, is it really that easy?
Yeah. And the answer is yes.
Answer is yes.
Right.
You don't have to wait.
It is that easy. We don't have to wait. You can
work with what you have, right?
Get stuff done. Yeah.
Just like this is my second round of sort of launching a podcast, and I kept talking about it, and then I said, okay, I'm eventually going to need a certain mic or a camera or all these different things, and I said, I'm not going to let that stuff be in the way.
Yeah.
I'm just going to call up my buddy and say, let's book a call. It's gonna potentially be a podcast episode. I'll set up the template, I'll prepare you, and then we'll get into it, and let's see if we want to share it, right? And then 12 episodes later, the first season was done, and one of the things that we wanted to share about today was the why do this now. Is like, if there's any idea that you have, a book you want to write, podcast you want to do, a talk you want to make, a workshop you want to make, version 1, just let yourself do it.
Yeah, well, that's the other piece of it too, right? It's like prioritizing the things that actually matter to you and to your business in terms of generating revenue. Like, prioritize the things that matter. And taking like quick, fast action, imperfect action, getting it done. Like, we didn't wait until we had mics, and we didn't wait until we had all the perfect things.
Yeah.
We're just getting started. And I think there's so much, analysis paralysis out there, so much overthinking, so much uncertainty, not trusting yourself, which that's another episode too.
Yeah.
Like, not trusting yourself and your own instincts, your own intuition. And like one of our coaches says, like, the only person who knows the answer is you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The only person who knows the answer is you.
It's scary for some of us, right? To feel that.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I'll tell a little bit of this story right now. Like, I worked with a coach maybe 3 or 4 years ago by now. And the way that he was teaching us to do what we needed to do was very different from what I had been doing. I can't remember if I already hit 6 figures before I worked with him. I think so. But I was trying to go to the next level. And I just kept coming up against what he was teaching. It just wasn't working for me. And I had to just go, okay, is this square peg in a round hole happening? Like, is that what we're doing right now?
Yeah.
And I had to just trust myself that I had to actually go back to what I was doing before, which had gotten me there in the first place.
Yeah.
And in the end, that's what I did. And in the end, 6-figure years.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you just have to trust yourself, regardless of what the guru says, regardless of what the coach says, regardless of if you've paid them or not.
Yeah.
And again, like, this could be a whole other episode. We're starting to make a list right now. Like, as we're just going through, we're like, oh, that, we can talk about that, we can talk about that. But, you know, I think there's such an important piece about people trusting themselves and about, you know, doing what's right for you and what works for you. And just because it works for someone else doesn't mean it's going to do the exact same thing for your life, for your business. But, you know, getting back to a place where we are, again, prioritizing the right things, working on the right things, feeling fulfilled by them, you know, happy with them, all of that stuff, so that we can have the life that we want. We can do the things that we want. We can spend the time with the people that we love. Like, that is what this is all for.
Yeah, which is, you've kind of highlighted too, like our mission and vision, maybe with this podcast, but maybe even just what we're up to every day. Like part of it is just, you know, exploring what will get you there. And just imperfect action, whatever you want to call it. A coach that I work with called it version 1.
Yeah.
Do version 1 and then learn from it, learn from the experience. We've worked with people too that I'm not ready to launch my first whatever because my website isn't like immaculate and perfect yet.
Get it out there.
You know, all the money spent on that stuff too. And sometimes that's completely irrelevant. Like you gotta let people know that you exist.
Yeah.
So there's no website required until there's people to actually show the website to.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different, you know, the micro steps that we need to do at the beginning to just to get started, to get, you know, out there and
let them know that you exist on your social media. Let them know that you exist on other places that are easy for you to do, that don't require you to learn a new skill. Like, just get it out there.
You might discover down the road that you don't need to actually invest money in this other venture because all the leads are coming in this way, right? So the grand vision being, as you described, is so that people can experience sort of what they've always kind of longed for, you know, now and not when we're retired or whatever.
I know.
And it, you know, as your business grows, the budget changes and hopefully grows as your business grows.
Yeah.
And maybe your mini micro work vacation is literally to the coffee shop in town.
Yeah.
To start, but down the road it's an Airbnb in Niagara. Down the road it's 3 weeks in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Right. So, but version 1 is the coffee shop. Right.
Yeah.
So, but because one thing we learned when we started working together, and especially when we created the Suburban co-working retreats, our first full day retreat that we did, we got a 4-day one coming up right now. Is we've always, I don't know if we consciously decided to do this or not, or if it's just the way we are when we're together, is like one day we were working online at home, and then I think I just said, I need to get the fuck out of here. Right.
I'm sure that happened.
And I remembered when we were working together like 2-3 years a while back, we were in coffee shops working. And I've done this with other friends and done networking. You were networking online, then you meet with someone for a coffee. Yeah. Right. And a lot of really creative stuff would come from that. Yeah. Right. And then when we discovered there was a beach a half an hour from here. Yeah. When we first moved in, it was like, shit. Yeah. Like we created like one of our first events, like literally just sitting in the sun, hanging out by the lake. Right. Like we realized that a lot of really amazing work and a lot of creative work can be birthed out of being in a relaxed state, being in that Friday vibe state.
Absolutely.
Instead of being kind of like, something has to happen now and forcing. Yeah. You're actually just creating. You're experiencing that energetic way of being to attract the ideas and then take clear and decisive and inspired action
Yeah.
on the next step, right? And at
Yeah.
that point, you're just your conviction's so much greater that you're like, I just trust this, right? My first retreat I ever did like in person on my own, I just decided I need to go to the location to feel it. And I need to meet the owner of the venue. And I got out of my car and it was a done deal already. I hadn't even met her yet. I hadn't even walked around yet. I hadn't even took the horses yet. And I was like, shit, this is what I needed to do. I need to just come here.
Yeah.
And experience it. And then the vision came to me. I opened my heart to the sun and I said, I'm trusting. I'm going to ride this wave. And I sold that retreat out. And it was just one of the easiest things I've ever done as a solo entrepreneur. And
for sure,
we continue to encourage this for the people we work with is sometimes to get out of your regular space.
For sure.
And access that Friday everyday vibe to tap into your greatness, tap into your higher wisdom, to allow the things you need to have come through.
Absolutely. Yeah. The change in environment was such a light bulb moment for us. Like you said, we used to meet in coffee shops and, go and work together when we were friends. And even that, just getting out of your house, having something different in your space, looking at something different, being with someone else, all of that stuff. And then, it was solidified even more when we went to the cottage, our friend's cottage over the summer. And we spent these 3 days with them. We had a great time with them. We ate great food. We stayed outside. We got to work out on the patio. It was gorgeous weather, all the things. And it was almost like we were surprised, like at least a little, at how much work we got done and how good we felt at the same time. Yeah. And that was, we knew we wanted to run our retreat a long time ago, but after we came back from that few days, I remember for me, I felt so strongly about what was happening for the 4-day that's coming up in October. Yeah. Because I was like, this is exactly what we're trying to show people that they can have. You can have it now. And all you need to do is change your environment. Right. And, that's the vibe for the 4-day as well, is like, come and change your environment, be around different people, get out of your head, get out of the forcefulness of like sitting at your desk and typing on your computer, like stop running around and trying to do 18 million things in a day, all of that stuff. And it's just the epitome of exactly what we want to be showing people and sharing with people.
Which kind of brings us to kind of the last theme that we wanted to share on, and you're kind of going into it now is what is your wish right now, as far as what it be the wish for the podcast, the wish for the people listening, the wish for just entrepreneurs in general. What is your wish if it could come true? What is the vision?
My wish is that people never have to say I can't again.
Yeah.
That they don't have to say I can't come because I can't afford it. I can't come because I am stuck to this job or responsibility that I have. I can't come because whatever the reason is. I really want for people to see how much opportunity is out there, that, there are people who can support you in all these different areas, that, you are making enough money through the strategy and business side that we'll talk about, where you can do whatever you want, whether that means going on vacation, or whether it means hiring somebody to clean your house, or whether that means hiring a babysitter so you can go out on date night, or whatever. I never want to hear people say I can't when we know that there's a way.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your wish?
What's my wish? Allow this to kind of come through. My wish is at least the first part of my wish is for others to be able to access the power they need to make the first step, whether it be starting their business, setting a deadline to when they might quit their job to like start a business or deciding to author the book or even a relationship situation. This gathering your power to initiate that very difficult conversation with your partner to make things better.
Yeah.
Or take things in a different direction. I think we can put ourselves in a state of paralysis.
Yeah.
Overthinking. I'm number one like guilty of this, right?
Yeah.
Overthinking. What will other people think? People judging, all this different thing. There's a lot of things that I put off for a really long time, and personally and professionally, simply because I was worried what people would think or be letting people down or whatever it is, right? Yeah. So for the people pleasers out there or the people that are kind of just sitting there looking out the window, that was me too. When I was employed, after I checked all the boxes in my conquests as a manager, I'd be in this amazing corner office that I had just looking out the window, watching the summer go away because I was inside an air-conditioned building, right? And I knew that was not my natural way of being long-term. And I was this close to making the move. And then the universe even conspired even more so in my favor by having them package me out or phase me out of that position because we finished this massive phase that they required me for. And then it was like, whatever the next phase is. And I was just so happy. I was so happy to, like, they're literally paying me to leave. Right. And that's when we met and I started, my new business and stuff. So how I initiated that was through my journaling and this is the stuff that I will get into in the future is the writing and journaling and free flow writing, intuitive writing. I stated in December of 2015 that I was ready for something more. I was ready for something new, something more to be free.
Huge.
And then literally 2016, January, I got the golden handshake and I was off and gone. And I never looked back. So that's my wish for people is that somehow you manage to get that conversation. You have that moment out in nature, whatever it is that lights the fire in you to take the first step to pick up the phone and call somebody to do whatever, or just sit with somebody and have a difficult conversation, whatever it is. Version 1, that's my wish for people is to find the power they need to do that. Because right now, if people are in that burnout stage or they're buried in their life, they're buried in, their job or their business now owns them.
Yeah.
Right. We have this with practitioners, right? Yeah. Personal trainers, coaches, they're massively successful as coaches, but also it's resulted in they're now a slave to the way they've set up the business.
Trading time for money. Which we're not going to do.
And the minute you stop, it stops. Right. So these are things we'll get into, but whatever the move is you got to make, just start. Right. So that's my wish. I'm hoping these conversations will inspire that in people. And that's kind of at least for now, that's the beginning of the conversation for me.
I love that. And today we've already, touched on so many different things that we can actually bring back. And I'm really excited about that, to be able to unpack and uncover so many of these different things that are happening, and it's happening for everybody in some way, shape, or form. Right. Yeah. And so I'm really excited to share all of that stuff and to help people be able to make those decisions and to live the life that they really want.
Yeah, for sure. So just to share as we close out, just to share what to expect in future episodes. Next couple episodes, we're going to continue riffing a little bit more on a deeper dive into sort of some of the things that we've been working on individually, personally, whatever, just to give you a little bit more insight on us and what and the people that have also inspired things in us. And but we're going to have guests as well that are living the Friday Friday everyday vibe in their businesses, in their family life, their relationships.
Yeah.
And but we're also going to share some other shorter bits of strategic work, things that have been proven to work in our space, but also I'll share some of my stuff too, energy clearing work, meditations and things like that. So let us know what you think, and we're looking forward to getting some feedback and getting more people into the mix and getting more conversations going, and we'll take it from there.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you guys back in episode 2.